Coming up on the Geno Auriemma Show, presented by UCONN Health.
These next 2 months, they're going to have a chance to do something no one's ever done in the history of Connecticut basketball. Where do the three of them stand? On the precipice of where no one else has ever stood.
Plus,
when you're in a situation when you can see maybe next season, what are you thinking?
that and much more.
You guys only won 9 games last year. I got it. We're going to win them all. Why? Because I got it. And then, 3 months go into it, and then you realize,
On the Geno Auriemma Show. Hello and welcome to the Geno Auriemma Show, presented by UCONN Health. I'm Kareth Burke. 3 seasons, 3 national championships. That's what Breanna Stewart, Moriah Jefferson, and Morgan Tuck have accomplished together. With tournament play in about 2 weeks, their quest for a 4th straight national championship could be possible. We're here with Coach Auriemma, and we're almost at the end of the regular season. It means it's the final chance for people to see Breanna Stewart, Morgan Tuck, Moriah Jefferson as this trio. As you think about what they've accomplished together, is there a place you can put it in history already?
The great part about playing at Connecticut is that you can do great things. The bad part about playing at Connecticut is no matter how many great things you do, somebody's already done them. So the point in their careers where they're at right now, we've had a lot of players be at that point in their careers. So in their mind, it's like, we won 3 national championships. Yeah, well, I give you a list of guys that have done that. And they'll say, well, then what's left for us? Well, this is middle of February, so these next 2 months, they're going to have a chance to do something no one's ever done in the history of Connecticut basketball. And that's saying a lot. So where do the 3 of them stand? On the precipice of where no one else has ever stood that's played at Connecticut. They're really great kids. They're really the kind of people you want. So they all want to share their success with others. They really enjoy each other's success. And that's rare in this day and age.
They're also different too, personality-wise.
Yeah.
Did you ever wonder, would they mesh? They had the experience with USA basketball together. They knew each other beforehand, but this is a different environment.
There was never any question about whether Tuck and Stewie would, because they have a relationship going back to forever for USA basketball. They've always been linked together. This is funny. This is how every USA basketball tournament used to go. You have to win 6 games generally in those tournaments. So here's what would happen. Tuck would be named captain, and she would play her brains out and be the best player on the team. Game 1, 2, 3, 4. And Stewie would just kind of go along for the ride. Then, when the semifinals and the finals would come, Game 5 and Game 6, Stewie would get like a huge triple-double in both games, be named MVP, and everybody would go, thanks for coming, Morgan. And that's been the story of their USA basketball. So now they get here, and it's been the same thing. Except, like we all know. And Moriah then got thrown into that mix later on in their USA basketball career before coming to Connecticut. So all 3 of them were pretty well aware of what each other could do when they got here. And they are different personality-wise, but they're the same in what they want. And they all struggled early on. They've all had their issues. Growing up is not easy in our program, in the spotlight. The intensity level here is not easy. And yet they've all come out on the other side. They may be the 3 best players in the country right now.
When you're in a situation when you can see maybe next season, or how about this, if you're looking at your team this year, and these 3 players, the best 3 players in the country, aren't playing in the 4th quarter, they don't really need to, and you see what's on the floor, what's coming up next, what are you thinking?
That's how I watch the fourth quarter of our games. Why? Because you can't replace these three. So this is not a knock on what those guys that are coming back next year are. It's just that these three are irreplaceable. And I'm sure next October we'll figure it out. But right now, when you ask me that question, what's it look like when I look out there in the fourth quarter? I think this is not going to be good. Because these three just bail us out of so many situations. By the time this time of the year comes around, it's right here. That's all it is. That's all it ever is. And he's like today, you know, you need a reminder, huh? That what can be like, wow, that's unbelievable. These guys have no chance against us. To like down here, all they have to do is stand here like this and wait for you to throw it away. Doesn't make sense, guys. Doesn't make sense.
With all the success that Geno Auriemma has achieved, it's easy to forget that the Connecticut job was his first as a head coach. During the latest edition of Geno On, Coach shares the biggest challenges he faced during his first few years.
Probably going to practice and thinking that you could make anybody do anything that you wanted them to do, regardless of their ability, and that you can control every single scenario. That's the thought process when you're a young coach. I got this. You guys only won 9 games last year. I got it. We're gonna win them all. Why? Because I got it. And then, you know, 3 months go into it, and then you realize, And we thought we were going to be good? Huh? We thought we were going to be good? Come on.
Oh, you need one?
Seriously? Practice was more difficult in the sense that you never knew whether you were making any progress or not. So all you knew was, we're working hard. We're practicing our brains out. We're tough, we're this, we're that. But you don't know if you're making any progress. Because then you will go into a game and you play really, really hard and you lose. So then you would go back to practice and go, what guys think can we do more than we didn't do? So you work really hard the next couple of days, go into a game, you lose, and come back. Where do we go now? So it was hard to go to practice, knowing how hard we worked and not have any results in the games.
Welcome back to the Geno Auriemma Show, presented by UCONN Health.
Going into the sophomore year has been absolutely insanely different. You kind of come in with an understanding of how things are going to be, how things go, you know, game days, practices, what's expected of you and what is expected of your teammates. And, you know, just continuing to build on the tradition that's been made here at this school. And for me, because I now have a year under my belt and I've seen pretty much everything that there's possibly to see right now, it just allows me to have a different sense of comfort. As the lone Canadian out here, I like to offer my Canadian wisdom when necessary or when I see it on Twitter and I can show them pictures. But it's definitely, it's funny. They always kind of say, you know, she's Canadian. They call me the European sometimes. It's just because I'm foreign. Yeah, but it's fun, you know. I get to hang out with the hockey team who's full of Canadians. So if I need a little extra Canadian loving, just got to go over there and hang out with them, have some good maple syrup together. If I wasn't going to pick myself, because I love talent shows and I love to perform, like that is my life, I'd probably pick Gabby because she is extremely funny in her performances, but she takes it really seriously, so she puts her passion into it. Sometimes they're not the most best performances, but she would be all right at it.
Geno, heading into tournament play, how do practices change, if they do? What kind of things do you keep in mind as you get ready to play, you know, 3 games in 3 days at the conference tournament?
Well, around this time of the year, towards the end of February and then most of March, practices get much shorter. So what starts out as, in October, training camp, 2.5 hours of drudgery, you know, with no games in sight till November, that's brutal. And then throughout the season, you know, you're just trying to just keep it, keep the thing going. And then you get towards the end and you shorten it up a little bit because everybody's tired, everybody's sore, everybody's got something wrong with them. There's not a kid playing in the country right now in the middle of February that goes, I feel great. Nothing. Everybody's got something. So you want to try to minimize that. So, we might be out there an hour and a half. Come the NCAA tournament time, might be an hour. You go out there, boom, 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 go over a couple things. Just get out of here. Get off your feet, relax. But one thing that doesn't change is when we're out there, it's all out.
Anybody taking notes about this?
Right, if I'm
No, because as soon as we got like a little bit organized here, we got 3 straight buckets. Does it look like any crazy going on? No. It looks simple, doesn't it? Right. Here we go.
I tried to explain to them the story of Secretariat and how he set the track record in every race that still stands, and how they were trying to figure out how to train him before the last race. And there was a discussion about he needs to rest. This has been hard. Let's ease up on him, cut back on everything, go easy. It's a big race coming up. Never raced that length, that distance before. Blah, 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 blah. And then they realized every time they put the horse on the track, he just wants to go, and he wants to go hard. So they trained him hard because all he wanted to do was just run fast. And then when the race came, he ran fast. And I told him, I said, that's who we are. We're like Secretariat. This next month, I'm going to train hard because we're going to go fast.
As you look at your team right now, are you pleased with how you and the coaching staff have gotten them ready for the tournament?
Oh, we got some work to do. We got some work to do. I think the South Carolina game was kind of indicative of that. We have some work to do. I don't think we were like lights out great. Our defense was really good, but I don't think we were. And we had Stewie and Mariah played 40 minutes. Kia Nurse, I think, might have played like 37 or I don't know. So we talked about we need more from more people. So we're not there yet, which is okay.
There have been situations in the tournament where you've required your starting 5 to go 35 minutes or more.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate that might happen
I don't
this
know.
season?
You know what? The whole reason for practicing is for me to walk off the floor with the other coaches and say, do we trust her or not? The answer is no. You're not playing Monday night against South Carolina. I don't care how good you are. So do we trust her? Well, you should put so-and-so in. You should put so-and-so in. You should put so. Why? Why? If I don't trust them, why should I? You got a kid that can't drive. You give him the keys to your car? No. Why? You don't trust them. You give people things to do that you trust can do it. How do you earn that trust? You come to practice every day and you prove it. Now, you might be able to play in some other games in certain situations which are not as threatening, but when it comes to that or the tournament or whatever, you have to earn that. You have to earn the trust of the coaching staff and the teammates. And when you do,
No, you haven't scored since we started. So I don't know whether that's the offense or it's you, but you haven't scored since we started. So you're not involved.
In order to reach the level of success that Coach Auriemma has accomplished during his career, it's imperative to be a good recruiter. During the latest edition of Geno On, Coach Auriemma tells
their high school team, 4 8-minute quarters, that's 32 minutes. And the kid might touch the ball twice every quarter because they're such a bad team. And now you're like, what am I doing here? And you just have to guess. You can go watch a summer team where there's 5 really good players on that kid's team, and they're playing against 5 other really good players. And now you can see, okay, let me see what they can do. Let me see what they have. That's just in evaluating their skill level. Like how good are they? How tough are they? How competitive are they? Maybe you can see that in those instances. But you can always, in an individual workout, in a high school practice, in a summer league practice, at USA basketball, it doesn't matter. You can evaluate other aspects of a kid. all those times. And then you got to decide, is this kid unselfish? You know, does this kid have like that positive energy flowing through their body? Is this kid a good teammate? You can start to see that no matter where you are with that kid. It just emanates from that. Between the four of us, you know, Chris, Marissa, Shay, and myself, I mean, we like to think we see the kids a lot. I mean, NCAA rules say you can only see them X amount of times, whatever that time is. So it's always going to be the max. But you have to hope that you see them in the right environments and are looking for the right things, and you see the right things. And sometimes, you know, you can fool yourself into seeing something that you want to see. You know? And then you get back and then the kid commits and they come to your school and you go, how did I miss that? And then other times, you know, you'll get a kid and you go, yeah, should be great in that program. And then they get there and you go, man, I had no idea this kid was this good.
All right, Geno, there are some changes coming for UConn. There's a new athletic director.
Mm-hmm.
What generally is your relationship with an athletic director throughout the year?
I don't require a lot. Like, I'm not one of these coaches that every day goes up to the athletic director's office to complain about something. I just as soon never go up there, and I don't
Yeah.
unless there's something important. And I'm not one of these coaches that feels like the athletic director has to come to my office every day to check and see if I'm all right. I just assume they don't.
Yeah.
You know, just leave me alone, let me do my job, and, you know, if we win, come to the parade and get your ring. Now, having said that, my relationship with Ward, you know, Ward was very interested in how we were doing. So he wanted to walk by practice. Why? He liked the kids. He wanted to say hi to the players. They wanted to say hi to him. Mm-hmm. He liked coming on the bus, you know, to the game. Because why? Because he's like a big kid. He wanted to, and he played, and he felt like, you know, I'm on the team again. And the kids felt, and the coaches felt like that. You know, and he'd come in the locker room before the game. You know, hey, how you guys doing? We're good. Could you get out, please? We have work to do. You know, nah, I want to hang around. You know, I want to feel like I'm part of the team. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, we go out to dinner. You know, as part of work and as part of just, you know, being friends. And so, is that normal? Not really. I mean, it's not totally out of the norm, but it's not normal. Whoever our next AD is going to be, I have no idea. But I'm sure it'll be somebody really good. And I'm sure, you know, we'll have the kind of relationship that that person wants to have.
What kind of questions do you think you'll get from the new AD? Are there typical things? They feel like a box that they're checking off?
Questions?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Most of the time it'll be, what can I do to help you?
It's
Things
a great
like
question.
That. And it's a great question.
Yeah.
And I'll say, you know, I'll probably have a few things that I'll say, well, you know, this is what we were working on with Ward, and, you know, just let you know this is what's on the table. There won't be a lot, because there isn't that much that you have to do for us. So the new AD's coming in, he's going to have to try to figure out, you know, I got a lot to do here. We need a new soccer stadium. Well, we got the money or whatever. Now we got to build this soccer stadium. We need a new baseball stadium. Actually, we need a baseball stadium, not a new one, because we don't have one. And we got one of the best baseball programs in the Northeast. You know, we need a new softball thing. We need, you know, around campus, the ability to give the best that we can to every sport, given your resources. Mm-hmm. So that new AD, and he or she has got to raise a lot of money to do that. Mm-hmm. So whoever's coming in has got a tough job. I remember having this discussion a long time ago. The most important thing to a coach is their team. So I have to be really good with my team, my coaches and my players. Everything else, I'm not sure where that fits in. An athletic director, his team is his staff and all the coaches. So he needs to be a good team builder. She needs to be a good team builder, whoever that comes in. and make all the coaches and everybody here into one big team, all going in the right direction. Because no matter where we are, no matter what the situation, if we're all going in the same direction, then we're going to get there. And that's going to be their biggest job. Find the money, find the resources, get everybody organized, and let's all go in one direction. If they can do that, then we'll continue to be great.
That does it for us this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. For upcoming Geno Show dates and times, be sure to check out sny.tv/UCONN. I'm Kareth Burke. We'll see you next week.